Hey guys, I'm Ishan from ASIM Student Chapter ITSM Dhanbad, and today I'm going to discuss the problem pluses and minuses from Education Code Forces round 90. We'll begin with the problem statement first. You are given a string S consisting only of characters plus and minus. You have to perform some process within this string. This process can be described by the pseudocode given over here. Note that the value INF denotes infinity and the characters of the string are numbered from 1. We have to calculate the value of res, and what is res? Res is a variable described over here. We have to go through this entire pseudocode and print the value of res. Looking into the input format, we can see that initially we have t number of test cases, and each test case will consist of a string s, and finally we have to output res. Looking into the problem statement, I can say that I have to understand the value of pseudocode first. Let's go on to the pseudocode. The pseudocode over here, we can clearly see that the pseudocode consists of two loops, the outer loop and the inner loop. The inner loop runs modus times, where modus represents the length of the string, and the outer loop, it runs infinite times. For infinity, we can simply say infinity is equal to int max, that is 10 power 9 times. What we have to find? We have to find res. Where can I find it? I can find it over here as well. It is being incremented every time this inner loop is executed. So simply I can say that res, that is the answer we have to find, is simply equal to the number of times the inner loop will execute. So I have to find the number of times my inner loop is executing, and that will be my answer. Now, one important thing to note over here is that our outer loop is executed infinite times, so we need a way to break out of this loop, and here is the way. OK is initially true, whose value is being changed over here as false. If by some means OK is not changed over here, it remains true, then only we can break out of this loop. Now let's understand what we are doing in this code. For each value of init going from 0 to infinity, we are initializing current with init. That is, current will start it first from 0, then from 1, then from 2, and so on till infinity. Then we will run the entire loop, inner loop will run through the entire string, and if we find a plus sign, we will increment the value of current, and if we find a negative sign, we will decrement the value of current, and if current becomes negative, then OK becomes false, and we break out of this inner loop. We go on to the other next iteration. So the only way to break out of the outer loop is when OK equal to true. Then only we can break out of it. And for OK to remain true, we need this statement to not get executed. This statement. If this statement doesn't get executed, then only we can say that OK remains true, and over here we will break out of the loop. Now, as I said, the only way to break out of the loop is when OK is equal to true. And when will OK becomes true? When current is such that it never becomes -1. Or simply I can say that current starts from 0, it starts from 1, it starts from 2. We need to find the value of current among these values at which it never becomes negative. If we find a current which never becomes negative, then this statement will not get executed, OK will not be converted into false, it will remain true, and we will come out of this loop. Simple. So our main focus should be on current. We have to find some value of current at which it will not be negative. This condition, it will execute when current is negative, that is -1 or less than that. So if I can decrease current to -1, then only I can break out of this loop. Suppose current equal to x, then it needs to be decreased by at least x plus 1. Because if we decrease it by x plus 1, it becomes -1, and we break out of the loop. And one more thing, as we are running through the string, these are the indices. Suppose an index comes at which we have decreased current by x plus 1. That is, suppose an index comes at which current becomes minus 1, then at that index this loop will break. So how many times will I have executed this in the loop? The number of times will be equal to the index at which it will become negative. Hence we need to find the index at which current becomes negative, or simply I can say that if it is x, then it would have decreased by x plus 1x at that index. Simple. Now suppose the string consisting of plus and minus. If I traverse through that string and the maximum negative change I am getting is minus d by traversing through the list, then at current equal to d, current will at most decrease to 0. If current is d and the maximum decrement is also d, then current will at max decrease to 0. It will never become negative, and hence this loop will not execute in that case. In the case current equal to d, and I will break out of this loop, and I will also break out of this loop as well, because OK will not be converted into false, it will remain true and will break out of the outer loop as well. So from here I can simply say that we have found the value of range. I found the range of current. The range of current is 0 to d. It will start executing from 0, 1, 2, 3, and it will go till d. D is the maximum decrement that I can get by traversing the string. Because at d, what will happen? At d, it will at max decrease to 0. It will not get negative, and it will traverse the entire list. So this is the range of current that I have found. Now the logic. So as we have seen in the our implementation, we need to find a way to store the change in the magnitude of the variable. As we traverse the string, we need to find a way to store the change in the magnitude of a variable. For that, we will store a reference variable a, initially 0, and we will decrement it upon sign of str. Now I will show you with the help of an example. Suppose a string is this. This is a string. So let's take the reference variable. Initially it is 0, then due to this minus it becomes minus 1, due to plus it becomes 0, hitting minus 1 again, plus 1 again, then minus, then minus, then minus, and then plus. So what actually a is denoting over here? A is denoting the change in the magnitude of a variable which we can get. Suppose I talk about this part. This part tells me the value of a over here. This part tells me that if I start with a variable, then till this point there will be no change in this variable. Now suppose I talk about this part, then I can say if I start with any variable, then the variable at this point will be less than minus 1. It would have decreased by minus 1. So this is the change which we are storing in the a. And here are the indices 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the indices. Now what I earlier said is that current it will go from 0 till d. Initially it will be 0, then it will be 1, then it will be 2, then it will go on to d. Now looking into this example, d, as I earlier said, what is d? D is equal to the maximum change which I so current will go from 0 to 3. Let's take example. Suppose current equal to 1, then let's find out how many times the inner loop will run. If current equal to 1, then it will become negative when the change will be minus 2. If the change is minus 2, then only it will become negative. So we need to find the index, the first occurrence of minus 2. And here the first occurrence of minus 2 is over here. So this means that this inner loop will execute 6 times, and after executing 6 times it will become negative if the current is 1 initially. Now we can simply say that minus 2 is over here and it is here as well. We are getting 2 occurrences of minus 2. This is very important that we only have to take the first occurrence. Why? Because at this point the value of current will become negative, and as soon as it becomes negative it will break out of the loop. So we will not take the other occurrences, we will only look for the first occurrence. Now Here, as I earlier proved, that current will go from 0 to D. Inner loop will run. Suppose current equal to 0, then it will run until A is not equal to -1. Until this is found, till then it will run. That is 1, 2, 3, 3 times it will run. Then if I take current 1, current is 1, then I need a change of -2, which I will find over here. So it will run 6 times. Then it will go on till current is D minus 1. That is the biggest change I can get, which is over here. And after that, the final value of current, that is D. At D, in this case, inner loop, as I earlier said, if current equal to D, then I can never get it negative. I can never get it. As I said earlier here, if current is equal to D, then I can never get it negative, because the maximum change is D itself. I can get it to 0, but I can never get it negative. So in that case, it will run the entire loop. Entire inner loop will execute. That is, it will run mod s times. That is the length of the string. So the final answer here is this. Answer is the index at which we will find -1, the index at which we will find -2, the index at which we will find -d, and finally we will add the length of the string. This will give us the final answer from this statements. Time complexity will come out to be O(n). Why? Because we are traversing the loop, we are traversing the string over here just once, we are traversing it. So the time complexity will be O(n). Now let's take the test case and I will explain that to you. Test case number 1, minus minus plus minus. If I take the value of A to be 0 over here initially, then due to minus it becomes -1, -2, then -1, and then 0. Looking into this again, just we have to follow this simple formula which we have calculated with observations. Index at which -1 is encountered is 1. I will add it up here over here. Then index at which -2 is found, it is 2. I will add 2 over here. And yeah, D is 2 over here, -2. Then I will add the mod s, that is the length of the string. We get 7. That's the answer. And secondly, if A equal to 0 over here, we take the second test case, minus minus minus. A equal to 0, it becomes -1, -2, -3. We'll store the index at which it becomes -1, that is index is 1. Then at -2 index is 2, and the first sequence of -3 is index is 3. We'll store these 3 values, and at last we'll store the value of mod s, which is 3. We get the answer to be 9. Thirdly, we have plus plus minus minus plus minus with us. Let's take A0 again. Then this is the value of A, and these are the indices. We can clearly see that there is no negative value, whereas we had to calculate index only for the negative values. So this part becomes negative. It becomes 0. So what remains is mod s. The answer here is 6. So we have calculated answers to be 7, 9, and 6. Let's check it. Yeah, we are getting the right answer through our formula 7, 9, and 6. The basic concept was very important, which we had to understand using this pseudocode. Now we'll go on to the code. In my code, the only new thing which you will find is that I have taken a map between long and a pool. I am using this map to store the first occurrence of a number. What I am doing is, suppose these are the value of A. If the -1 is the value of A, then 0, 1, then -1 again. So what I am storing is, whenever I am encountering a new negative value, and when I say new, it means it is not visited. If I am encountering a number which is negative, that is -1, and it is also not visited right now, then I will store that index. I am storing that index over here. Now, and I am also doing one other thing, that I am visiting it to be true. I am storing true in the map. What will happen now? When -1 is encountered for the second time, this statement will be false, because it has been visited, it has been declared true. So this time it will not execute. So by the help of maps, we can easily check for the first occurrences only. Now, initially I am taking a string, then I took its input. N is the length of the string, sum is the answer which we are going to calculate. Sum will be the sum of indices. A will be a A as a reference variable. This is a template which I'm using. I will show it to you. This is REP, which is a template which I'm been using. It consists of another template which is simply a for loop, a simple for loop. Or in easier terms, I can simply say that I'm traversing the entire string over here in this block. Whenever I find a positive sign, I increase the value of A, and when I find a negative sign, I decrement A. Whenever A is negative, whenever I get a negative value and it is new for me, it is not been visited right now, then I will visit it true and I will add its index to my answer. Why am I doing +1 over here? Because the index I am using is 0 base indexed, whereas the question has asked us to use a 1 base indexed, so we are adding 1 with the indices. Finally, at the end, I'm increasing sum with n. N is, as I said earlier, it is s dot length, it is mod s. As in the formula also, we had provided that at the end we have to add the mod s over here. So this is the answer which we are finally getting. So this is the solution of the pluses and minus sign. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Share and subscribe the YouTube channel and keep coding.